Welcome in. Good afternoon. It's the Ticket Punchers here on 96.1 FM, 1450 AM, Big X Sports Radio. I'm your host, Roman Kelly, joined today by my co-host here on the show, Curtis Phillips Jr., a.k.a. Mr. Philly Picks, as we take you guys down till 6 p.m. Also joined by our co-host here as well, J.R. Anderson on the show, coming to you live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on the Big X. Also live on the Ticket Punchers YouTube page and the Ticket Punchers X page @_Ticket Punchers if you want to watch us virtually here as well. Fellas, exciting day, and it's some exciting news to get into because it's one day before the NBA trade deadline. We're just under 24 hours, about 23 hours away from it. And we have had a lot of craziness that we're going to be getting into. Before we do that, I want to ask you guys, how have you guys been on this fine hump day here today? Curtis, we'll start with you.
Yeah, going good, Roman. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. JR, how are you today?
Doing good. Hoping to hear some good news on some trades here soon, but we'll see.
Ready to hear some Laker news on some trades here soon. Ready for all of the NBA trade chatter that we're going to be getting into today. And, of course, Louisville in action. All three of us very big Louisville fans, so we will be discussing how that should look tonight. Of course, up against Notre Dame on the home floor tonight. Should be a win, but we're going to break that down, see if there's any lines we can maybe look into for tonight's matchup with the Cards going up against the Fighting Irish. Curtis, let's get into last night's picks real quick before we get into our NBA trade chatter last night. I wasn't on the show, as you guys know, if you're listening. I was out at Midway doing a call on the women's side of their women's game, and they got the victory. But I did miss the show, unfortunately. I did get my official punches out to you guys, and I was able to go 2-0, but I didn't get to bet any of your all's plays last night or even see any of your all's plays last night. Had a busy evening with some family news as well. Curtis, how did last night's officials look?
Yeah, it went well. We got a 3-0 sweep, which was much needed. So we go 3-0 on our punches, had Jazz -2, Magic team total under 105, and we also had Maple Leafs team total over 2.5. So we was able to go 3-0. So that was good.
Off to the right start here in February. Philly turning things around, getting back up over 500. That's what we like to hear. 3-0 sweep for Philly, 2-0 sweep for myself. JR, how'd the officials look for you last night?
1-2, 1 win, 2 losses. Draymond Green decided not to play. I think his feelings got hurt that he's in trade discussions. So he finished with 3 assists. We had him for 5. And Isaiah Jackson, in a blowout game, got more tick than usual. We had him under 10.5. He finished right at 11 on the dot. So the only one that we had that covered was Bruce Brown over 5.5 points, which was a -122 leg. He scored 10 points. So 1 for 2, one win, 2 losses.
Let us know how your punches went last night. If you were wagering anything, if you took any bets of ours or any bets of your own and you're listening live, we like to hear about them. We like to discuss them. We like to learn from the listeners as well, because there are a lot of sports bettors who do tune into the Ticket Puncher show. We know Lazard Guy, Dave, teacher from Jeffersonville, a handful of people that send their plays in and their insights in as well. And we'd love to discuss that here on the show. On our Game Day Men's Health text line at 502-414-1450. Game Day Men's Health is redefining men's wellness. No shortcuts, just results. Testosterone, peptides, weight loss, and sexual performance therapy. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com, defining a new era in men's health. All right, fellas, so we got the officials recapped on last night. We will be coming to you guys with our official punches for tonight here at the end of the show, so you stay tuned for those if you're wanting to see what we will be placing tonight, what we're punching in. But I got to get to this NBA trade talk. JR, Curtis, we've seen a lot of movement here just in the last couple of hours, but really since last night as well. Some moves happening after the show aired yesterday that we need to get into as well. I'll start with you, Curtis. What do you think the biggest move has been so far? What do you think changes the landscape for any individual team more than any other trade we've seen so far? Because that'll kind of, I think, let the news start to kind of trickle from there. I have a feeling that we know what you're going to say, but go ahead and give it to us.
Yeah, I think the obvious one would be the James Harden and Darius Garland swapping places. Harden going to Cleveland, Garland going to L.A. Huge deal here. On paper, it seems like it's a good trade, I guess, for the Cavaliers, but I'm just not so sure. I'm not convinced just of yet. We've seen Harden ever since he left the Rockets. He's just been going to whatever team, and it hasn't necessarily worked at any stop he's been at. So curious to how that's going to work with D. Mitch and those guys. I hope it works out. Obviously, I have a Cavs championship future, so hopefully they can get things figured out really quick. They've been playing some really good ball as of late as well. So that was kind of that was really interesting. That's the first one that jumps off the page. I think another one to add real fast is the Jaren Jackson to the Utah Jazz. Jazz have a nice young little squad, and they have a very tall front court. So curious to see how that goes as well. I know Lonzo just got picked up by the Jazz as well. So they have a nice young roster that could make some noise in years to come. So those are the two that jump off the page for me.
Love that. Love that. JR, what caught your eye? Obviously, the James Harden news is huge for Cleveland, a team that is projecting to be a contender in the East. Some other guys on the move as well, Anthony Davis, and I can't call him a Laker great, but important Laker for quite some time. We were very fond of Anthony Davis for some years up until recent. On the move to the Washington Wizards as well. JR, talk to us about the Harden move, and then again hear about whatever else you think may have been a big move going forward.
Yeah, the Harden trade is beautiful. Like, I think this will, one, help him ground himself. I think playing alongside Kawhi is a very hard task in itself, just because Kawhi demands the ball just like James does. But I do like this fit a lot better because of the Twin Towers. As long as they don't trade either one of the Twin Towers, I really love this move. And then also their second trade for Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder, that right there, I think just makes Cleveland instantly a Eastern Conference Finals contender. But I mean, for the trade overall, I think it's a great fit. I'll be very interested to see what type of style offense that Harden and Donovan Mitchell are involved in, because I know Donovan, as of late, he's had to have the ball, specifically with Garland being out. So I'll be very interested to see what they run. But I do think it'll work because James has the ability to go get you 12 plus assists on any given night, and also put up 20 plus. So it'll be very interesting.
We see a lot of movement as well. We see Kobe White on the move to the Hornets, a Hornets team that's been hard to explain because they were bad all year long until like this last 10-game stretch where they've completely turned it around offensively. Con Knipple getting more minutes, Brandon Miller getting back into the rotation, LaMelo Ball getting healthy and fully into the rotation. And then they've become one of the best three-point shooting teams in the league out of nowhere as well. Interesting move for the side of the Hornets, who are now super guard heavy with what they've got. Felt like one of the main pieces you knew was going to leave Chicago out of their core pieces, but you didn't expect it to be the Hornets. Kind of some other unexpected moves as well. Jared McCain, young budding star from Philadelphia last season, got injured with a torn UCL, which is a hand injury. Hasn't looked like the same player this season yet, clearly having to get back into the swing of things. He's on the move to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Talk to us about those two moves as well, Curtis, kind of maybe so what these teams will be doing that for.
Yeah, the Jared McCain was interesting. Obviously got off to a hot start his rookie year. At one point, he was the favorite to win Rookie of the Year last year. Obviously went down with a devastating injury. I'm surprised that the Thunder picked him up. You're wondering where the minutes are going to be at for him, because Thunder has a lot of depth, especially at the guard position. So that was very interesting.
Caruso, Wallace,
the Mitchell kid, like they
AJ
have
Mitchell.
Depth. So I wouldn't expect McCain to get a whole lot of tick, but maybe they found something in him that we didn't see. So, but yeah, and then the Kobe White to the Hornets, that was very.
I thought Houston would have definitely made a deal for Kobe.
Yeah, because they definitely need a guard, and Hornets need somebody in the front court, you would think, because they're thin on that side. So that was curious. And Colin Sexton have been playing real good ball for them late. So they trade a guy that's more of a defender, can facilitate for a guy that can score but not so good of a defender. And they've been playing hot. So you're wondering if this is going to mess up that little chemistry that they had going these last 10 to 15 games or so. But we'll see. It does give them a dynamic scorer. So,
yeah, it seems like they want to just buy into this offense. We want to try to outscore teams. We know in this modern day and age, unless you have pretty much, fellas, in my opinion, 3 elite defenders on the floor, you can't really be a great defensive team in the NBA. And it's hard to acquire 3 great defenders in this day and age with how critical and important offense is. So I think maybe this is like we want to have an elusive score as a 3-point threat on the floor at all times. Yeah. They don't want to ever have Lonzo, LaMelo Ball, Con Knipple, Brandon Miller, or what is now going to be Kobe White as well off the floor. If they can keep 2 of those 4 guys on the basketball floor at all times, that elevates what that offense can be game in and game out. It's just defensively, it's going to be interesting. If you don't score 120 points, how are the Hornets going to win games? That's kind of, I think, the issue that they're going to have going forward with the young pieces that they have in the front court. I mean, all their pieces in the front court outside of Miles Bridges being young guys. So that'll be interesting going forward as well. JR, anything else? Any other trades that either make a lot of sense, you like how it could potentially change things, or maybe something that shocked you?
I'd say on the shocking aspect, just the Jazz in general, man. You know, like they've been the bottom feeders, them and the Wizards, for the last couple of years. But, you know, looking at their lineup now, you got Keontae George, Ace Bailey, Laurie, you got Jaren, and then you got Kessler coming off the bench, Collier, and other pieces with Sensabaugh, and you know, now Jock Londale, Nurkic, things like that. But like that team, in my opinion, they can make some noise in the West. They're young. I don't know, you know.
Got Danny Ainge up top, so you know there's going to be constant decisions being made to try to get them better.
Like that starting 5, I love. The bench needs some improvement. There's not too much scoring there. But, you know, for their starting 5, I love it, man. Like I think it helps Laurie. I think Jaren Jackson is going to put them over the top. I do think within maybe a year or 2, if they can keep this nucleus, I could see them being, you know, top 12 in the West if they can add maybe some more veteran pieces.
Yeah, I think adding Lonzo when you lose Walter Clayton Jr., who I'm going to say it, kind of started to prove me wrong immediately. I thought he was going to be an average Joe in this league who had to fight for minutes, and if he wasn't hitting his jumpers, he wasn't going to be playing much. Yep. Proved to immediately be a better defender in the NBA than I thought he was going to be, and showed he can be a shot creator from day one in the NBA, which you knew he was going to be pretty valuable, at least for these first couple of years. And you lost that, and now you've kind of replaced that second ball handler that can be Lonzo Ball if you maybe don't want to put Ace Bailey in the 2-guard spot. Fellas, do you think this is centered around Victor Wembanyama and how big the some of the teams in the West are? The Jazz are like, if we want a chance at being a contender with how good some of these offenses are, you look at Luka Doncic, you look at a Steph Curry, OKC is the one team that has the balance. The other good teams are defensive teams like the Spurs, like the Rockets. They're thinking we've got to have this size to compete. Do you think Wembanyama himself plays any role into how some of these teams out in the West go about building their rosters or maybe making trades, Curtis?
Yeah. I'd say a little bit. Obviously, with Wemby under center for the Spurs, you need a good front court guy for most of those teams in the West. So I think that was part of it that the Jazz was seeing, getting more height in that front court. You can move Lauri Markkanen to the 3 now, which I believe that's what he was playing at the Bulls. So I really like that move. But, yeah, I think that Wemby does have a part in that for sure.
I think so, too. You look at how big the Thunder are. You look at how big the Rockets can be at times, maybe not at least down low with Sengun and obviously Steven Adams getting hurt, but Kevin Durant, Amen, Jabari Smith, Sengun. It's lengthy teams out there in the West, and the Thunder, sneaky long team, right? Hartenstein and Chet when they can play the double big, that's 2 twin towers, but they've got size as well with J-Dub, with Chet Holmgren. So it seems like they wanted to buy into some size. What's another third cornerstone kind of a piece we can bring in here? I say third. He kind of goes into your second most important player, I believe, even more so than a Walker Kessler or a Kyle Filipowski or even a Keontae George, because ideally now with a Jaren Jackson Jr., Ace Bailey going into his second year, and then your main guy, Lauri Markkanen, Keontae George, I feel like he can be a valuable piece when he is the 4th best player on the floor. We've only seen Keontae George out there as the best scorer on the floor more times than not in his career until Lauri got there. So I'd like to see him actually have that Lauri market and Jaren Jackson Jr., two different types of, you got a real lob threat, you got a real fade threat on the pick and pop. You got two bigs that can come in and play down low, and both Filipowski and Kessler. This is a team that does have kind of built to be a team that can have that size and offensive prowess, and maybe be a team that avoids the play-in spot, like good enough to kind of solidify a team that going into next season, we know we're top 6 good. So that's kind of the goal in the West. You can't plan to be number 1 first team in the West good with the way that the OKC Thunder have looked and just having the best player in the NBA statistically in Shai Gilgeous. The best player in the NBA, in the Western Conference in the NBA is kind of considered Jokic. So that's another big that you just kind of have to plan for. So I like that the Jazz are going with the size. I don't know what the ceiling is. I don't think it's first seed, right? But I didn't think the ceiling was a first seed when Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert were the 2 best players out there, and they still were able to get it done. I know it's different coaching and different management now, but Jazz always are going to be a team that makes good decisions. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle this. The last factor in that, I think, is the payment. How do you pay all these guys when it comes time to pay Ace Bailey if you still do have Lauri, JJJ, and Kessler down low? If they can pay all these guys and keep them for the next 3 to 4 years, I think this is a great move for them. Now, for the sake of the Grizzlies, you're in full rebuild now mode, and I don't think you rebuild around Ja. Do you guys see Ja getting moved before tomorrow at 3 p.m. or definitely in the offseason next year?
I definitely see him probably getting moved over the summer if he's not moved in the next, less than 24 hours now. The only package that I've seen that was even enticing, but it's going to require multiple teams, is probably going to be Ja and Giannis to Miami, but you're giving up everything, and you can't rely on Ja. Like, I would not trust Ja in Miami in South Beach.
Yeah, I don't want to give up Hero for Ja.
Spo's not going for that.
Yeah, it's like he was getting in trouble in Memphis, or more so social media, but yeah, you're just adding fuel to the fire at that point. But I mean, on the court wise, I would love it. I would absolutely love it. But at the same time, you got Giannis dealing with some health issues. You got Ja dealing with health issues here as of lately, or it could just be a ploy to work his way up out of there. But I definitely see him getting dealt. I think the Jaren Jackson move was a precursor to Ja getting moved, but they needed to move Jaren first to kind of see like where the picks and all the things
where the direction you want to go after Ja really is.
Yeah, but also to see like what a comparable trade package would be as far as Ja. I mean, they know that they're going to get more for Ja, but a team has to be willing to risk that,
We didn't get much into the Anthony Davis trade. Wizards do give up a lot of picks to acquire Anthony Davis. I thought it's kind of like when you see that there's no budding star out of the names they included, and it's that many picks, I'm sure they tried to get you weren't going to get an Alex Sarr, but a Carrington, right? You maybe could have tried to get him, or a Keontae
George.
Kayshawn George, right?
Yeah.
I was surprised to see AJ Johnson. You couldn't even get Trey Johnson, which I know is a rookie, one of the best rookie shooters you probably don't want to come off of. If I'm trading Anthony Davis, keep them picks. Let me get one of them young guys that can come in and start immediately and be a factor for us for the next 5 to 10 years. They didn't get that. AJ Johnson's good. He had a good rookie year. But is he that yet? I don't know. He didn't have enough time to go out there and really show it. So that was interesting to me. I do like Anthony Davis being paired with Trae Young. Trae Young, Anthony Davis, and all them young guys. Let them rock. Let them see what they can do. If Anthony Davis can stay healthy with Alex Sarr down low, they can get to alternate that 4 and 5 role, both offensively and defensively. I think that's what AD's needed his entire career, is a player built exactly like him alongside of him, right? That can do all the same things. That was some of the best play we've seen out of Anthony Davis outside of his Laker uniform has been alongside DeMarcus Cousins, another big. I'm glad that he's got another big now he can rock with down low, and it's a versatile big who can defend and rebound. So if he can stay healthy and Trae Young can stay healthy, I think that's a team that can say, hey, we can be better than playing good. Yeah. I don't know. You can't be confident in that, though, when you're dealing with Trae Young and Anthony Davis. So I like the move. You get rid of Anthony Davis's contract. You get to operate with Cooper Flagg as your cornerstone now and see what kind of trade fodder you can get from that and go on and build this Mavericks team up. You get a young big, you get a veteran big who's seen it and done it and played and seen all kinds of different things now to pair alongside Trae Young and all these young guys. One of the few deals I've seen today that I do really like for both sides. Doesn't change much of the ceiling for either right now at all, actually. I think the Mavericks
For the
Mavericks.
Wizards, it changes everything. I mean, they can't get any worse. But
the Wizards that you traded for AD and you lost all these guys, and AD's not ready yet. So I don't know what it's going to look like until AD's healthy.
Not for this season, but I think they're still tanking. So I mean, they'll probably rest. We've seen this merry-go-round too many times. They'll probably rest Trae Young the remainder of the season. Anthony Davis might play it, maybe 15-ish more games depending on injuries. But
then they should get a lottery pick
for next year to try to make something shake. And then, you still got a bunch of young pieces that you can shop by next year's deadline as well. Or
that's what's interesting.
First,
getting rid of AD, I mean, I probably would have kept those picks and said, here's Keyshawn George, because we know we're getting a top 13 pick with the record we're going to have this season. So I guess you can't bank on that. You can't rely on that.
I think the Anthony Davis health watered down his.
That's exactly
his
it.
Package. He's been hurt 3 times this season already after being hurt the whole beginning of the season with LA.
Last season.
Trade package.
Yeah, he's lost some value. He is. Now, fellas, before we get into tonight's picks and a little bit of U of L chatter, quickly, when you look at some of these trades, does anything immediately alter how you go about betting either player props for a specific player or a team itself? I think that you look at Jaren Jackson Jr. going into that 4 spot, playing with Nurkic down there. Some of the odds are going to check Nurkic's rebounds until Kessler's back fully healthy. And, Nurkic is starting over Filipowski. Nurkic's rebounds are going to lower. That's one that I think the books are going to think adding Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to change something statistically for Yusuf Nurkic. I don't think it is enough to change like the 8+ rebound mark or something like that. I think we'll get some smaller odds on players that are going to continue to be on these teams that now have that player added. Outside of that, I don't see any gambling changing moves here with a lot. Curtis, were anything that you were like, ooh, this player changes this, I'm going to start wagering this now?
Maybe not so much in the player prop market, but I think the Celtics could become a real contender as well with the Vucevic trade. I feel like he plays the same kind of role that Porzingis was playing in that offense, a guy that can play in the pick and roll, space the floor, knock down some shots. They wasn't getting that out of Keita. So I think Vucevic was a slept-on trade, and if they're able to get a healthy Tatum back at the end of the season, then the Celtics could be a team to watch for a possible future coming out of the East.
Yeah, I expect them to be better going forward with that Vucevic trade. Vucevic is like the perfect Joe Mazzulla player as well. He kind of fits the culture up there in Boston. Fellas, let's look into tonight. We've got Louisville in action. Spread has gone up to 18.5. I don't think any 3 of us are going to be touching that. How do we feel about Louisville's chances in covering that, though? We know Michael Brown will be in action. Javon Hadley was listed as probable, but they're saying he should be good and he should play, kind of dealing with a back issue there. 18.5, though, 19 points. That's a large number. You guys, how do you feel about Louisville covering that tonight, JR?
The last time we saw a 20-point spread for Louisville, I believe it was the game I went to a few weeks ago.
BC.
And it was a dogfight the entire game. I think we ended up winning by, 15 or so, but the game was a lot closer than what the scoreboard would tell us at the end. But I don't love it, man. 20 points is a lot of points. I think our defense still struggles. I mean, should we? Yes. I would alt this down a little bit, squeeze some of the juice out of it, or just make it a part of a parlay. But I don't like 20 overall. That's just my opinion. But also, this isn't a leg that I would bet for us regardless. It's not worth it to me.
You like Cards to get the win, though?
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
Curtis, how you feel about tonight?
Yeah, I'd say if I was taking anything Louisville side, I'd probably wait about 10 minutes into the game because we tend to, against these type of teams, kind of let them hang in there, and then we start taking off. So if I was to get this around 13 or 14, then I'd probably take that live. But, yeah, I mean, when we play teams like a Notre Dame, like a SMU, we saw us take off being down versus SMU and coming back, beating them by double digits. So I think we usually handle these type of teams, but I don't want to lay that 18.5. I would try to catch them live at a 13 to 15 number.
I like it. I'm not mad at that. I'm going to stay away from that 18.5 as well. I didn't really like 17.5. I think the victory's more in the 13 to 15 point range after probably a closer first half than it should be, which we've kind of seen some games this season. So I'm right there with you. JR, talk us into your punches for tonight. We got to get quick here to get them all out before we get into the after radio segment for the triple punch parlay. But what are you taking officially tonight, JR?
Yeah, only got two. I mean, really three that I love. I love Denver spread tonight versus the Knicks plus 5.5 minus 120. I love Denver money line, which a lot of people are going to call me crazy, but with Josh Hart being ruled out, I really love this line.
They came all the way back last night against them Pistons, covered my 7.5 points.
Exactly, and they might have some firepower. I believe. What's his name? Braun is probable. So if he's playing, I really love this line even more. But even without him playing, I still love money line and plus 5.5. And then last leg, I love Jamal Murray. First quarter points over 5.5 minus 140.
Love him. Curtis, what do you like tonight?
Start off in the NHL. I have Bruins team total over 2.5 at minus 150. Tip 9 of the last 10 games, including 7 straight at home in Boston. Panthers defense hasn't been as great as of late with a lot of injuries, so I think they'll get to the 3 mark. And then in the NBA, Cavs money line minus 132. Hot team right now going against the Clippers, which they just made a trade for. And they was winning most of those games without Garland and Mobley. And I think Clippers have benefited from a light schedule as of late. So, and they'll also be without Zubac tonight. So I think Jared Allen should have a nice game again. So, yeah.
I like it. JR, you kind of stole from me here. I was on the Nuggets plus 5.5 as well. I like this spot on a back-to-back for both teams here, even with it being in Madison Square Garden. You think, you know, Jokic and Jamal are ready to play when they're coming to New York. All the stars always are. And with these two sides on a back-to-back, you know, they're both records sitting evenly. Both teams are trying to establish that momentum right now and show that they are serious, like they had shown a little bit earlier in the season before. Obviously, Nuggets had to lose the Jokic for a couple of weeks, and the Knicks just looked bad for a couple of weeks. I still like the Nuggets here in this spot at the plus 5.5. That's going to be my first punch as a team punch. And then on the player prop side, fellas, tonight, I mean, I've been rocking with these Raptors. I have. I'm taking Ingram on the 20+ tonight at home with the Timberwolves coming to town. I think that, you know, Ingram and the boys are going to get up for this game here with another star coming to visit. On their home floor, they've been good this season. Ingram in particular as well. Ingram at minus 154 tonight for the 20+ points. I like the matchup on the other side. A lot of different faces he'll see being guarded by him tonight in this game, but I still like him to cover that 20+ points. And on the second player prop I have for tonight, we're rocking with Sengun. Look, no Vucevic yet. Kate is not messing with Sengun. Give me Sengun on the 20+ points as well for tonight. You can catch that at minus 113. I think he chews up them Celtics, honestly. So those are my 3 player props, or 2 player props and 1 team prop from our officials. Fellas, anything else to add before we get out of here?
Triple punch.
Let's go punch those tickets. If you want to catch the triple punch, we will be live on X and on YouTube right here, right now, where you can catch us over virtually, where we'll be giving our triple punch parlay piece out and tweeting it out as well. But this is going to wrap us up on the Ticket Punchers. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for listening. We'll be back here tomorrow on X, on YouTube, and back Friday on the radio. Fellas, let's go punch those tickets.
Punch those tickets.
Inviting you to join me week.
All right. Fellas.
This is it. Triple punch.
Let's get that triple punch piece tweeted out or selected for each of us, and then I've got that graphic to where I'm gonna just kind of edit that graphic, same graphic every day, change our picks and change the color to it, and post it up every day. And I'm gonna create one more that looks completely different, but it's the same exact setup. It's our 3 picks. So each day it's the same style, different colors, different arrangement with our 3 picks, and we can all quote that and tweet that, and we'll put that on the Real Spiel Instagram page as well every day, just showing that we're out there every day giving out picks. The triple punch is a good way to do that, and we're going to continue doing so. I also want to start tracking the triple punch, fellas. We were 0-3 last night, unfortunately, on the triple punch, but it's time to bounce back. We did have a streak a few weeks ago, or maybe about a month ago or so, where we did we hit 4 out of the 5 in a week, and then next week, streaked on to 2 more before we went on a bad cold streak with the triple punch. So we've been able to hit. We've been finding those plays. I think we just got to keep them in the minus 150, minus 180 range.
Yeah.
Keep the safe plays of things that we like. Triple punch is different, right? Official punches are only things we love every single day. Triple punch is one play that each of us all three like, right? So that's kind of why it's on a parlay. We're all relying on the other two people to help us make some money. That's the fun in it. And I'm ready to give it out for tonight, fellas, but let me get these other punches written down. Curtis, you want to start for your triple punch?
Yeah, I'll go to the Timberwolves Raptors game. I like Rudy Gobert for 12-plus rebounds. He's went over this 4 of the last 5 games versus the Raptors. The only game he missed, he finished right at 11. In all of January, he consistently was in that 11 to 14 rebound range. And Raptors, the last 7 games give up the most rebounds to centers. They're undersized at their position with Colin Murray-Boyles there and Jakopoto out. So I think Gobert can snatch a handful of rebounds tonight. Get 12 of them things.
I like it. He's been snatching them lately.
Minus 128, the odds on those.
JR?
I think I'm going to change mine. I was going to go with Jokic. Assist and rebounds over, what was it? Over 17 and a half. Over 18 and a half. For plus money, it's plus 102. I think he gets that, but I think I'm going to change mine to Peyton Watson over 1.5 assists. It's minus 142 just to be safe. He's been 100% the last 5, 90% in the last 10. Going against New York, I do think he's going to drive, get some kicks, some easy dunks to Jokic, or just drive and kick to Murray. I think that's a little bit more feasible compared to Jokic. I think he gets it, but he's only missed 2 out of the last 13 games. He's 85%, but going up against New York head-to-head, he's fell short twice, 2 times in a row, which kind of broke my mold for that. So we will go with Peyton Watson over 1.5 assists, minus 142.
I like it. I was going to rock with the Zion under 22.5 points tonight, having not gone over that mark since January 25th in his last 4 games, 21, 21, 11, 14. I'm trying to see what – I thought they played Milwaukee already once. I can't see it here now, though. I'm going to rock with the Zion under 22.5. Going up against Miles Turner, Kuzma tonight. I don't think that they slow him down from getting to his 16 to 18 points along with his 6 to 8 rebounds and 4 to 5 assists. I just don't think he gets over to that 23 mark tonight, having to see Miles Turner down at the rim on the defensive side. Granted, Miles Turner not some crazy shot blocker, but we know he's good at contesting athletic guys like that at the rim. So I'll stay with the Zion under 22.5 for my triple punch piece.
Let's do it.
Like that.
I'll add up the odds now.
Yeah, let's see what we get for those odds. Repeat yours for me again, JR.
For the triple punch or outplays?
Triple punch, you went with
Peyton Watson over 1.5 assists, minus 132.
1.5? Like that's
Just 2.
He's a starter now. Like why is that line so low?
It's a sleeper, baby. That's why I changed it. It only happens so often. I'm like, yeah. I think what it is
because Jokic is back probably.
Yeah, but Christian Braun just became available to play.
Oh, yeah, him too. Yeah.
So I think they think that Braun's going to be a little bit more, but he also has a busted ankle right now. So I think Watson's been clipping. I think Watson's still going to be Watson.
Plus 433, fellas, on the FanDuel.
I like it.
Okay. What was yours again, Curtis?
Rudy Gobert plus rebounds.
Right. And the odds were so Peyton Watson's odds were minus 132.
Yeah, minus 132.
Minus
change since
minus 142, right?
Yeah. I saw 132 and then 142. I don't know what it's fluctuated to since Braun got listed as available. You know that shit jumps.
I have minus 142.
That's fine. We can do that.
And then for Rudy Gobert's 12 plus, we're sitting at minus 128. And what was the accumulation?
Plus 433.
There it is. If you're listening live, the triple punch, we will have that out on X as well.
Y'all got like 10 more minutes?
Yeah.
Let's do a money line.
Actually, no, I don't. I've got to get out of here quickly.
All right.
I
Pick
got
a money line.
the kid too.
Money line for
Okay,
tonight?
money line.
Yep. Pick a money line. We'll do a triple punch money line.
Well, can it be college?
It can be whatever. Money line. Just straight money line.
BYU.
All right.
Rock
BYU.
Cougars.
What is it? BYU.
Yep.
Basketball.
Yep. College
What's the
basketball.
odds?
It's a little out the range here. It's around minus 300 or so. Let's see. Not bad. Give me 1 second. Minus 330.
Minus 330. Deep in the pockets.
Yeah, I wanted a alt line.
I really want to take. It doesn't have to be just money line. It can be money line, spread, any of the three across the boards, over under. I know you like the depth when you're over under. I feel like we all specialize in one of the three. I feel like Roman's the over under king. Curtis is dual threat. I can pick winners, but I just don't always love odds.
I've been getting better at. Go ahead, Roman.
I like the over 210 in the Celtics Rockets, and I like the Rockets money line. Over is 105.
Pick one.
I'll take the over 210.
Over 210.
Yeah, that's the set game line.
For the
Celtics Rockets. But if you wanted a money line, I'll take Rockets. If you want to do three money lines every day.
Ooh.
If you want a better one, wait for Sabonis if he's ruled healthy. I like the Kings to win tonight versus the Grizz. Grizz got basically a G League team out there. If Sabonis is in, Kings will be fully healthy. There's no way they should lose that game.
Yeah. They can score on their home floor.
What's the odds on yours, Roman? 115.
The over
105 minus 105.
Yeah. 105.
All right, minus 105, and then I'm going to go. They got Spurs as a heavy favorite. I don't know why that is.
Everybody,
out.
It's not just Jay. Chet's out. Hartenstein's out. Yeah, Thunder was favored by like 2.5, and then everybody all of a sudden was out for the Thunder. So
interesting.
You would probably bet Spurs knowing that there's a chance. Shea, we knew he was hurt.
What if they lose to a Shayless team? That'd be crazy.
But if you caught him for plus money and they win, that's
Lordy.
your cash out's already positive.
I don't want to take Nuggets Knicks since we've already put lines on those. So let's go Cavs money line again. Well, Cavs, they traded Garland, but also James Harden's coming back. Yeah, I like that. I'll take.
Is he out there?
No, he's not playing tonight.
Harden's debut is Saturday, which is probably likewise.
Traded players are eligible to play today.
But Garland was already hurt. I think that's in part why his ass got traded, because he can't stay healthy.
Yeah, that was definitely the reason why. He was never on the floor, so.
I think Garland's the reason why they got caught last year.
Wasn't Garland an all-star last year?
I think so.
I want to say, I think the year before.
Yeah.
I want to say that it might have been last year. It may have been last year. Last year or the year before.
Oh, fellas. Is it too late to add a triple punch since we're off the radio?
No, we're good.
An official punch?
Oh, no.
No.
Just tweet it out.
We're still on.
When you do the resume.
Okay, you're right. I like the Kraken plus 1.5 tonight. How do you feel about that, Billy?
Kraken?
I didn't look into the Kraken game. Hold on. Who are they facing up against?
They're at home. They're on the road visiting the Kings. I know the Kings are like that.
Kings are all right defensive. My problem with the Kraken, I'm thinking of the Canucks. Well, they're similar. No, it's more so the Canucks that just can't score. That's what I'm thinking about. But
Blue Jackets should beat the Blackhawks tonight too, shouldn't they?
yeah, I leaned Blue Jackets in that one.
I only know I'm only paying attention to like the same 6 teams.
Yeah, I like the Canadians plus money against the Jets. That was one that I was eyeing. Yeah,
I stay away from Winnipeg just because every time I bet against them, I say every time I'm undefeated in 2026.
Yeah,
in the NHL. And Winnipeg cost me a couple times at the beginning of the year, so I say that they took me away from NHL betting because my first 2 plays were Winnipeg plays, and I lost.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But the Canadians are one of the best teams in the league.
I'm not mad at a Kraken plus 1.5 because Kings are always in it. They always finish in one score. If they don't get blown out, like they're not blowing other teams out. They're always in close games. I actually had their plus 1.5 the other day versus the Canes, but I'm not mad at that. Kraken keeping it close. Yeah, Kings is not a team that's going to score.
They beat them
5 goals a night, and they beat them both times. Kraken beat them both times. Yeah.
Give me Kraken plus 1.5.
Okay. I got another jab as well. DeMar DeRozan. I like him to get 20 plus points, sitting at plus money. He's been more consistent as of late. I know Sabonis should be back still, but he's been finishing over 20 more times than not as of recent. And the Grizzlies give up a lot to the shooting guard position. So
I'm gonna do Cavs money line against the Clippers minus 148.
Oh, you going with me? Let's do it.
Yeah. What'd you pick? I thought you did the Kings.
No, I had Cavs. I had Bruins team total over and Cavs money line for my officials. Oh, you're just saying for your parlay?
Yeah, for the
okay.
The money line parlay.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah.
Plus 433 on the triple punch.
I was gonna take Celtics plus 7, but Roman stole my thunder with the over 210.
KD's back tonight, ain't he?
Let me see.
He is.
Injury reports have been weird here lately.
Well, yeah, because like the other, I'm thinking the Pacers they have something cooked up because Rick Carlisle is not a type to rest his starters, and none of them played the other day yesterday actually when they played the Jazz. So that automatically made me think, okay, maybe
blockbuster.
Blockbuster trade coming. Giannis to the Pacers.
Giannis would hate that, bro.
For Pascal and Aaron Nesmith and
Indiana. I think Giannis wants to be in the big market, man. I think it's time. Ride his career out, kind of like the LeBron blueprint.
I saw something about my Heat earlier. What did it say?
Yeah, but I think the Heat are trying to work out a package where they keep Powell and Bam.
We got a lot to offer.
Yeah, but I think they want 2 of the 3 stars. They either want Powell and a piece, or Bam and Powell, or Hero and Bam. You know, like they want two of that 3 plus more. And I don't think Pat is willing to dabble with that. I mean, I personally would give up Hero.
Honestly,
him and Giannis would be tough, but if I could give up Bam,
I'd give up Bam. I think.
Yeah, I'd give up Bam. I'd give
up. All right, fellas, I'm out of here.
All right, brother.
All right, Roman.
I'd give up Kel Ware and a couple other pieces, but
yeah, said Heat have put together an offer for Giannis that could have the Bucks interested. That was about an hour.
Yeah, it has to be 2 to 3. I don't see them giving up Norm Powell because Norm Powell's your defense, so he can give you 20 or 30 on any given night.
Yeah, I mean we got the guys off the bench like Jovic, some nice little pieces that would give up your Bam or Hero, whichever one it is, and we got a lot to offer. Pele Larson.
I would say Bam. If I'm getting Giannis, I'm giving Bam up in a heartbeat.
Oh, I am too, for sure.
I feel like he's hit his ceiling, bro. I don't think he's going to turn
Yeah.
into no stud muffin, all-star, perennial, you know.
So if they get Bam, we're keeping Ware too. So that would be a nice little duo at the front court with Giannis. Yeah. And then we can give up Wiggins. I'm fine with giving up Andrew Wiggins. So. But I got to hop off here too, brother. I got to go pick up the kiddo.
Do your thing, brother. Punch them tickets.
Yes, sir. Nice hoop session yesterday too, man.
Oh, yeah. Good buckets.
Yeah, I'm going to be sliding at least like once a month. So.
Yeah, we'll be there, brother.
Sir.
Be safe.